I always say to them, this is our fun. People are going to Cape Town, people are going to Durban, people are going on holidays, but we are going to Philly's games.
Absolutely.
And Philly's games is just as good as your holidays where you are because we're having fun here. Yatsusa Baba, I must say, you know, you must see the day I sleep after the last game.
Yeah.
I sleep like a baby.
Wow.
I pray throughout the tournament. When people are happy, Kiminze.
Yeah.
We beat a Sydney Posta Pidi. Chechela kwano. Akira ya tanto. Kholedo heba ya tanto. Mutanto watona. Arizwa sakana. Ayele mata ke matrasi yeo. Do you see me? Do you see me?
Horra. Scary movie. Tuakena mane. Itawela uyana mane. Walka Jeko. Walka Mputi. Tuba festere mane. Jeko Mputi. Pona 80 Mombasi. Michael Jackson lako Soweto. Aukobone. Kamuta mayo. Oi, ketlileng. Horra. Scary movie.
Former TS Galaxy. Yaitata ke na ufuna bani na Karabo Mkabela showstopper. Eqalile showstopper. Adisipone showstopper phesikolelo phola nge. Bayitata balifaka phakathi bafuna bani na nation izofu khoma.
Sibe manabona menye munyo ke ntho tsa timeng ka tsona bona di cream na cream pala mantshwe monna wena shade ndlovu bona shake wetsa jwang
Battle of number 10s.
wa bateta wa palama wa chukucha achoba khupela mabona joka lena eta ka motho tsale kwala wa lipula.
Coach on a second stint. Turn on the music. Let the kids dance and let the crowd cheer. That is the message. Radibusa Kofili. Oh yes. Kezo.
Empoko shebe kwa kyambona bamtlusitse tla pala jalo ka tshi shibobo ye umna ye
Hey, I know. Amono.
ai bamqeta achi sabobedi spike 2 mna Vincent bana ba ba ronoli bamnati bana le tswikiri
Khopotsa madonosa.
phasa level bona yo piano and sunshine.
Here's the young man. He begins the happy hour, takes the sugar and spice and mixes it all up.
Oh, Matala Petri. Bona Afela. Obunke Bapapari Iapolo. Matala Petri. Achachile Ma Petri. Renga khole bona ka mane kana choka go bobebe te choka. Opiwa address pass. Pizza hey. Helena Kamona Joker. Mosquito. Ayolije na Joker hatu watch.
Nangu qalile komfana omncane. Sengathi impana kithi ungavela uliphase. Niyadliwa kodwa impana kithi sengathi ungaliphasa. Ay kusukile ke manje. Phinda umnikeke ngoba usesiqalile. Akaphinda aphinde. Angelithinta.
From the midfielder. Bona. The Joker. You can see why they call him the Joker. Look at that. Hey, Naya Queenie. Hey, you saw that coming. He still wants the ball. What an entertainer. Yellow card. Watch out, Joker.
Gold in Gauteng is no longer found underground. It is found in the 16.5 million people that are characterizing this golden province of Gauteng. These golden people, we are finding them in our sports places, in our art spaces, in our museums. We found them in our townships. We found them in our meetings, conferences, and incentives, these are the people that continues to shape and share the Gauteng story. Welcome to Gauteng Lifve, the premier platform where we propagate, converse on everything about the visitor economy, how it intersects with sports, entertainment, travel and tourism, and everything else that supports this ecosystem. My name is Barba G, your champion host. Welcome to Gauteng Lifve. As I always indicate, this is the platform where we bring you taste makers, change agents, and the people that shapes, that anchors the growth of this province, of this country, and this continent. Our guest for today is no different. A stalwart, I'm already getting goosebumps just having this legendary brother of ours in studio, Ntate Philly Mathebula.
Good afternoon, sir.
The founder, the president, the Jomosono of everything, the Phillies games. Welcome to Gauteng Lifve. We truly appreciate your presence, having you here.
Yes. Good afternoon. Thank you. I feel very honored
Bra
to be
Phil,
your guest.
let's I really don't even know where to start with you because there's just so much aura and the work that you have done, the work that your team, have built. But are we able to trace it back, Bra Phil, as a youngster in the streets of Soweto? I know one of your passion is, cars, admiring cars. Are you able to take us through those moments?
Yeah, it's quite some time, eh?
Yeah. That is why we have this platform to inspire, to teach and educate and share.
True that.
Yeah.
Good afternoon to the viewers out there, and thank you, Baba. Feel very honored to be sitting here.
Yeah.
I'm not the best guy to have here, but today I'm gonna do my best to give you exactly what you asked for.
Yeah.
Those days,
Yeah.
Gusheshes, the Mini Coopers,
The Valiant.
the Valiant, you name them.
Yeah.
What I can say is that I came out to Lady Koloi, but I used to admire them because, when you're coming from a very family that little time is not runs,
Yeah.
you have a problem, but Uhlatswa yako next door.
Next door. Yeah.
O admire one day ke tlo bona le yona. But with days since the year, we managed to buy a Mini,
Yeah.
1,000. Those Mini,
yes,
those small ones.
Yes, yeah.
Then we bought a care price.
Okay.
6 mabone.
Yes.
Then we were putting money together with my elder brother, the late
Yeah.
Babsi. So I couldn't tell my dad that I'm saving money to buy a car because, we used to dance, go different townships. We'll go to Natal Spread, Soweto, Riadikatare.
Yeah. So you really group your life, yeah.
Yeah, regime karate, diaboya mo. Arefetsa ro dlala ball.
Yeah.
We were just trying.
Everything.
Really youth fella as among at all times or into
Yeah.
and we got to own a few of those cars. But do the maintainer was another story.
Always forgetting there's maintenance.
Yes.
Yeah. So Bra Phil, and you are talking about those times and how you were organized, not just yourselves, your friends, your brothers. So there was a sense of familyhood, in everything else that you were doing. Even if you are not the best, azanki wa shapa opeka club within the community, but ha go tluwa karating wa join.
Yeah.
And those were the days that community, was not just what it said out there. You guys were living the community, philosophy. Everything you were doing it together. Are there specific lessons that you could share to the current young people of today? We are not saying they must be like you guys, but there are certain things that are non-negotiable that continues to apply across the board. Nobody in that space. Even if you're not best in karate, but you will come, you will join, and it will encourage you to go in.
Not at all. What I would say to the current youth is to stop this knowing. They know too much. And I would say to them, indlela ibuzwa kwabaphambili.
Absolutely.
If we can learn to listen to elders. There's a say that they say now, Barry, that you don't understand. Whatever that has happened in the early 60s, still happening today.
100.
Korifitileng, it's where they are, and they say, no, this one is not the same as that one.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Just different periods.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All that you need to know is, motomogolo,
Yeah.
ha ka kena ka mo taxiing or ka mo busing or ka mo training, the young one would stand up without being told, because youth, the community, every elder was your dad or your mom.
Absolutely.
And nei go expose if you are not doing that. You cannot sit down when an elder is standing.
Yeah.
But
I guess
today,
I guess that also helped in creating, the role models, because equally the parents, the elders, also had the responsibility to do good and be good, so that these youngsters can learn from us. That is why we pride ourselves having the likes of you, Brafil. Therefore, now jumping into you guys playing soccer, because the Phillies games, I think in my view, are also built along that stuff. They are the Kasi community games. True. And that community feel out of the Phillies games is actually what has, shaped and continued to hold for more than 10, 13 years, and moving ahead. But back in the days, playing soccer was a recreation.
Yes.
Right now, playing soccer, it's a talent, it's an inspiration, but it's also a business.
A very big business.
Yeah. Very big business, but do you think currently we are moving quickly to the business, quickly to the formal process, without actually harnessing the skills and the talent? Right now, at 5, or one fella, when they are born and is a boy and they are already 4 years, they kick the ball, the parents take them to the academy without going through the normal stage of kids being kids and playing and learning from each other. Your take on that?
It's a good point. Today, it's about who's got money.
Yeah.
This kid hana talent. Mari o apara jersey ya Ronaldo, Ria Messi, o rekile di Cox, it's a
latest edition.
Yeah. And marwa bono raona motho. And kwa how muzie ke how.
Yeah.
Let me just ki support fela batswadi ba ba supportang bana.
Yeah.
Because rona re godile, how we are bolong, there was no parent.
Yeah.
And then when I took my son Kem, I was the only black, but you'll have 30 or 40 parents,
Yeah.
grandfather, whatever.
Family, cheering for
and
the,
yes, cheering and
for the
fighting with the refs and all that.
Yeah.
Which I must say, that support structure, it's very important.
100.
Lingwana wa bonore.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know where they appear? It's when the pressure,
Yeah.
it's those who are taking care of the kids in the Kasi, they
Yes. Yeah.
form those teams. And now this boy becomes hot now. The father drinks on that pub,
Yeah.
but he hears this topic about his son.
Yeah.
Then he comes out and says, Ubuya lagi imi lo muntu.
Yeah. But go na le ngwana o mongwe wa chesa mo kasi. O chesa hampi.
And then now, there's a team, interested team, Sundowns or Pirates or KZ Chiefs, interested morning.
Yeah.
It's only when you see the parents standing up.
Yeah.
Yeah, ke ngwana ka o. You then take your own choice now. Remember, you are not going to the presa and say, presa,
Yeah, ngikhabulise mo.
a o nkgabodise ntwana ena e monate ka e o etsahalang
Yeah.
e batlo ya no
Yeah.
brafili ke bra yaka o ska hotela Kaizer Chiefs or o ska hotela Pirates
Yeah.
ne ntwana ena ya ko Pirates ke le bagani ya nna.
Yeah.
You know, it's now about you, it's no longer about him.
Yeah.
Wabona. And I must say, we need to support our kids.
Yeah.
Bana ba rena re ba support ba gabola ngcono because
Yeah.
mento ya ngwana ke papa wa hae.
Absolutely. It starts from the
It
family.
starts there, then we choose another father as he goes. But when you need to be father this kid and make sure omofa the right direction.
Yeah.
Shompo, this you must do, this you cannot do. And a lot more out of Botswadi.
Yeah.
And respect for those presa, bo presa ba baba organizing, those are the people I respect more.
Yeah.
Because I find there a lot on the Phillies games junior,
Yeah.
where now, you know, we have so much white Indians and colored coming into a township, which he says is the first time I'm coming here.
Yeah.
But my son said, I must play Phillies games because the pressure is mounting in this, in the schools, in the model, whatever, what they call them.
Yeah.
Now, when you don't play Phillies games,
Nobody notices you.
nobody notices you.
Yeah.
And the big talks is this player comes from Phillies games. This, so we are struggling at the bottom, and I say thanks to you guys to make a difference where you are making a difference.
Yeah.
Because the challenge Yarona becomes the ground is Yarona. Arena, your ladies.
Yes.
You know, and haro yira mo leona litsatsi.
Yeah.
Daidenki problem, but how tshwane lucy bana osina at all.
Absolutely.
But those are the areas that I would want to sell with you.
Yeah.
Or corporate out there.
She needs to come in.
Come in and support. And those who are owning these, come and help. Come and join us and see how best we can do together.
100 Brafil. And, continuing on that trajectory, especially the community feel, like I was saying, you might have started, dealing with the need at the time, especially ka festive, where ka festive, there's no school, the structure of the economic setup that we are in, the family ya kwalwa, therefore, my teacher ya kwala, so the bulk of the family structure is at home, and our access to sports at that time, unfortunately, not everybody can afford to go to Dobsonville Stadium, Orlando Stadium, or Makulung to go and watch Tembisa Classic playing. Therefore, the Phillies games in their conception becomes access but access in a manner that is not feeling controlled, by professional setup. I can run and hack. My hero as a player after scoring, which is what you and your counterparts, were exposed to, and that didn't necessarily belittle the professionalism of the sports. When we look at the images of the Orlando Stadium of the past, fans used to go and celebrate in the pitch, with the players. They will run in.
Danger of.
And the match will still continue. No. There will be no FIFA sanction.
No, true.
So will you say that has been, the genesis how the Phillies games were built?
With no choice.
Okay.
Sometimes you can even get goosebumps.
Yeah.
The way, so many people, you just pray that nothing negative should happen here, because you find kids, Yatsusa Baba, I must say, you must see the day I sleep after the last game.
Yeah.
I sleep like a baby.
Wow.
I pray throughout the tournament. When people are happy, kiminze.
Yeah. Nothing must go wrong. Yeah.
But the danger part about that, there's a lot of monsters out there.
Absolutely.
They don't want to lose. It's always about them.
Yeah.
The referee is always wrong.
Yeah.
And I'm saying to that one, now that you brought it up, I'm saying in anything we do, someone must win.
Yeah.
And someone must lose. There's a wedding next door, there's a funeral.
Absolutely.
So on those days, the different part of these things is that you need to control your emotions.
Yeah.
Don't ever think if mistake is made against you, then you point fingers at us and say, Brafili, what you want the referees are. But when you win, you don't come to me and tell me, hey, the referees are in Quincy's.
Yeah.
You're only negative when you lost the game and you didn't score.
Yeah. But I guess also on the flip side is a competitive nature of the stuff. A lot don't understand the notion of radlala. Because radlala, that's what it is. There might be a winner, there will be a loser. It's a sport. Ultimately, we are just playing. It's our recreational activity. If there's a prize money, if there's 3 points, or if there's a route to the next round, it's just a competition.
Thank you.
So, Brafil, as the founder, and I don't want us to really go a lot back of the many years. How old is the Phillies games now?
They're 33.
So let's look at a 33-year-old son.
Actually, we turned 34.
Yeah, this past December.
I'm sorry about that.
Yeah. So let's look at the 34-year-old son. Come on, man.
My Sizwe, my son, I look at him and he's big, he's coming to me.
Yeah.
And I look at him and say, but hey, these Phillies games, they are low. This young man is 93. He was born 93.
Yeah.
But in February, those games, they started around your festive.
Yes.
But we had to change the dates. The pressure from... Okay, we'll get to that one.
Yeah.
A 34-year-old Kimunna.
Yeah.
Kimunna,
solid.
Yeah.
But I'm just also underscores, your sacrifice and your team sacrifice. To raise a 34-year-old,
sure.
Amidst the challenge. Looking back 34 years later, how easy or difficult was it to navigate through what we spoke about earlier on, the formal process, but I guess also in the process, professional jealousy. So now these things are drawing attention. Obviously, you had your forebears, the legendary Godfrey Moloi games, you know, that they were all there before. But you know, now this thing seems to be taking all the attention. But they don't belong to a formal body or association. Ke 93, ke 94, the structures we are building the structures. You know, how difficult or easy was it, you know, to navigate through that, you know, landfill where there's a formal process. Ba bangwe ba le batla ko le affiliate le SAFA. SAFA, I see it's not found its feet, but you are also not trying to be a division, you know, of the association. You are running your own thing, leveraging on the Kasi heritage.
I'll put SAFA aside for now.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Philly's games.
Yeah.
Because I've got a lot to say about those others. So I don't want, you know, that negative publicity.
Yeah, and energy that we are deploying.
Let my fight be me and them, where we fight and
In
where
your
we
own
find
space.
ourselves.
Yeah.
When we started these things, it was a township. It was us.
Yes.
Not being recognized by anybody.
100.
And at the end, we brought attention.
Yeah.
And everybody wanted to be part now.
Yeah.
Hey, you need to associate it, but this is social.
Yeah.
No development. How can you develop a player in 13 days?
Absolutely not
You
possible.
cannot develop a player in 13 days.
Yeah.
No, this is platform. We give these kids a platform.
And the many the platform we have, the better.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Then they can sell themselves.
Yeah.
By giving a platform, now a kid can be seen by different coaches, and you know, you find you get a call. Now that we didn't have TV this year,
Yes, yeah.
you got a call from Kenya and say, man, what's going on? I'm looking at all the channels. I don't find you.
Yeah.
Ghana. People are start calling now. You understand how big is this thing?
Massive impact of this thing.
Yes,
Yeah.
and local is worse because those who know me personally, there is my number.
Yeah.
They would want to call me. Hey, I'm scrolling in. Which channel are you?
Yeah.
But the team, the question you're asking, I think the team that I have, these kids have done
Wonders. Yeah.
Ice cream.
Yeah. As you should.
You need to be a dad sometimes, you know, and show leadership.
Yeah.
But gee, they can execute.
The township aspect, Brafil, Kasi Phil, you know, and the Phillies games and its ecosystem, for example, you know, whether it's the Champ of Champs, you know, or the actual main Phillies games in December, January, have been able to move beyond the confined space to multiple spaces. But the teams also have been able to organize themselves in their respective townships and areas, which in my view creates, you know, a network and an ecosystem. So, we are in Shoshanguve, we are in all these spaces. Now it has moved out of Gauteng.
Yes.
You know, we had teams that are, you know, coming from Polokwane, Mpumalanga.
We have KZN.
You know.
We've got Northwest.
Yeah.
I'm going to PE now.
And that has been, for me, the winning formula. Even when you are going to PA, that doesn't take away the ultimate pilgrimage. Those in KZN and they can't wait to play, you know, Kostupung in Tembisa.
True.
What has been your formula of success, Brafil?
Dreaming.
Yeah.
Some of these things, you know, I've been asking this champ of champ for many years.
Yeah.
I think all the Gauteng, you name your premiers, your
Yes,
whatever,
Yeah.
the mayors, the MECs, and
MMCs.
MMCs have been begging
Yeah.
to penetrate and do this champ of champ.
Yeah.
Champ of champ now is becoming the national
Tournament.
champ of champ.
100.
National. Now, my plan is that we've got 9 provinces. What are we going to do
Yeah.
with this one?
Yeah.
Because we need 8 to use our systems. We can have 9 and use a point system.
Yes.
But we will get to that one, but we are on it.
I have a solution for you. So you see.
Fagima Luzobo.
Yeah. So you see.
That's the camera.
Yeah.
Fagima Luzobo.
Yeah. So it addresses not just like we were saying. So you have 9 provinces.
Yes.
So you usually have 8 province and 9 national province.
Yes.
So when they come and they gather here in the home of champions,
Yes.
there lies an opportunity, Brafil, to equally maybe to make it 10 or 12
Yeah.
so that it can fit your system.
Yes.
To start internationalizing this thing. So
Thank you.
let's get the Botswana team.
Yes.
Let's get the Zimbabwe team.
Yes.
And make it a whole true, because Rabatwaba you want.
Yeah. Zim is here.
Yeah.
Maputo is here.
Lesotho is here.
Lesotho is here.
Botswana is here.
Maybe we can start within the very closer ones.
Yeah.
There we feel or about Handle, your Swaziland and Lesotho.
Yeah.
They are here.
So the hikers, Bomama Stokfele, Bomama, we met up with the retired teachers and they've organized themselves. Bomama Lolo, those who started tourism in our townships, they are organized. Some of them are retired teachers, and they were saying twice a year we organize ourselves and we go on an excursion.
Yes.
Because Rutile, we are retired, but we are not tired. So we want to go out. Babara batla di swimming costume ntse re le bo gogo re kene mo lewatle and experience. And I was like, wow. And there's this phenomenon of which is called social tourism, which looks at there's money in the stokvels, there's money in these groups. Am I correct, Brafil, to say the social football, the social soccer structure that you are building out of the Phillies games, the champ of champ and the like, takes that specific model that you can still have formality, you can still have order, you can still have economy and social growth without necessarily following the traditional formal structure.
True that. There's a lot that we've learned out of this social. It started as a peace game.
Yeah.
Today, I've learned so much that I sit with marketing companies. I sit things that I didn't know.
Yeah.
But I'll say thanks to, I don't know how we got ourselves into these Phillies games, because this was a rival between the two factions.
Yeah.
It ended up to become a peace game. Now it's changed.
Yeah.
It's something else. I would say it puts bread on my table.
Yeah.
Something that I never thought it would be, because at the time we were doing this, there was nothing about money.
Yeah. You were driven by the cause to firstly bring peace.
Thank you.
And those who knows our history, 93 was a very volatile period, in our country.
89, 90, 91. Oh, that one was terrible.
Terrible, so-called black-on-black violence.
Yes.
But even our own internal fights, about who must lead, who must not lead, And sports, as Madiba aptly put it, it's able to cross bridges. It's able to unite people. The ecosystem around the Phillies games, I feel, I know that, for example, the traders, the hawkers, the people that are selling there, I was looking at them, in December with their carts. And I was like,
Philly's games.
yeah, with, and you can see, they know if there's a dedicated somebody who are Muhodu or
Yes.
Chisanyama, they have their defined
Yes,
space.
true.
I have not seen at the end of the games a litter all over.
No.
How did you manage to instill, this formality in an informal setup?
Thank you for asking that question, because in January, for the first time, I was given a bad publicity
Yeah.
by someone. Look, I like when you criticize
Yeah.
so that I learn
Yeah.
to fix. But after looking at this thing, and I said, okay, but this person is bitter.
Yeah.
Something has happened. I work with young boys. They must have made a mistake on this one, but all the things that he's crying about. The vendors
Yeah.
used to be free,
Yeah.
and we had problems.
Yeah.
We had to charge a vendor 2,500 per vendor
Yeah.
for the 13 days.
Yeah.
Now,
Which translates into how much per day?
you see,
Yeah.
he never thought of that.
Yeah.
Who cleans the grounds?
Yeah.
Who, we had to invite, for us to squeeze it to 2.5, we had to bring in your recycling.
Absolutely. Yeah.
We had to bring this, we had to bring that.
This food
That
security,
gave us 100.
food security
Yes.
issue that play.
It gives us
yeah.
150, 140 per day,
Yeah.
per vendor. Vendors are making money.
Yeah.
As long as you have you smart to play. Remember, people will come and fold arms and think things will come to him. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
You need to go out there, introduce yourself, your meal,
Yeah.
and you must cook properly.
Yeah.
And what we did, we've got inspectors that are looking after the health side of things. Look, we comply. And I'm proud to the Phillies Games team and say, without you, I wouldn't have managed this.
Yeah.
Job well done. And I always say, let's keep up the good work. Let's not complain about other tournaments not complying. Let's comply.
Yeah. And be the role model.
But it's expensive.
Yeah.
It is very expensive. I mean, we've got to go through the jog.
Yeah.
And the jog you have is the same one you have with the PSL
Absolutely.
teams. We go same place. And what I'm saying is that just, guys, be easy on us.
Yeah. So to get a compliance is non-negotiable.
Yes.
Quality is non-negotiable.
Yes.
And Brafil, I guess, and you are saying it's getting more and more expensive
Oh.
to put up this. The more you do excellence, you've been doing excellence over 34 years. So the audience, the community expect nothing less. But it's getting more
and
expensive. So speak to corporates, speak
Yes.
to partners, Brafil. The likes of the gambling board, that regulates, this gambling,
Yes.
but that also works with sports infrastructure, and tournament. Speaks to them about this, especially around the cost and the need for them to come on board. There's 34 years of proven concept. If we're to look at the numbers that attended the Phillies games, we are almost into millions.
Yeah, no.
If we look into just at the festive season with and I was looking at the SuperSport partnership which broke ground for me
Yes.
to see a game that is played in the dusty grounds, which is actually the spiritual home and grounds of football, being broadcast on TV and at prime time, live. That is phenomenal, Brafil, but like you are saying, that comes at a cost. For everybody who wants to see this continuing, for those that are writing papers, they are writing reports, they are making speeches about township tourism, economic growth, local growth, give them this platform, give them an opportunity to join in, speak to them.
True that. Yeah. You have said a mouthful. But it's who you know. I went through a lot of suffering through these off-season, and it has taken my time, my family's time.
Yeah.
For all these years, we are no longer doing December outing. We used to go Cape Town. And I felt this is a calling somewhere. I love it.
Yeah.
It's passion. I would make means not to travel.
Yeah.
I would tell my wife that I appreciate and thank for her to support me through these tough times. But again, I want to go back to the person that was criticizing us over bad publicity. And it's important that sometimes you come, we open the books, and we show you before you can go and talk bad. You had other people.
Yeah.
There's people that put efforts. There's people who go all out to make these things happen. There's people that appreciate the little that we can afford to give a stipend.
Yeah.
People think these things is just games that there is systems, there is people there's food for everybody. There is, you know, Baba, we can talk for the whole day.
I can see there's merchandise.
Yes.
I've seen the teams, Brafil, even camping.
Yes.
You know, preparing for the match. I've seen them hiring the local B&B and staying at the B&B.
True.
And then they camp and they go for a match. But I've also seen, the West. I've seen a team consistently landing on a chopper. Brafil.
Yeah, there'll always be
on the finals. I mean, there's
a Mutsipe, there's a who down there. We won't be the
inspiration
same.
continues.
It's look, we appreciate that moment.
Yes.
Let there be a moment that
ifake sugar like
basho njalo but izinto.
Yeah.
We shall ask yini izinto but awunazinto.
Yeah.
They say I got no money. I said I laughed. But I must say, big man, with the support that you guys have brought to us, it quite made a difference. Especially, I was moaning to Cam and say, hey, Cam, my pocket is like it's got a hole in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. We are invoice. Then all of a sudden, stop.
Yeah. Now
We've done our part.
You must dig deep.
Yeah. We have done our part. We thought, no. The way we have done our part, there's no way we can not grip on this one.
Yeah.
The unfortunate, we were left out there in the cold. But we said, Bastolela.
Yeah.
Abashiya khona la. Bazobuya basithole futhi khona.
As we wrap up, Brafil,
yes,
the internationalization part that we spoke about, and one of the things that defines the Phillies games is the openness and the safe space for players, coaches, and the entire football ecosystem, to feel free.
Yes,
that is why. The teams like Boskepe, your Blackberry. I was looking at undoubtedly one of the much talked about player out of the Phillies game to Blackberry. You know,
He was a ball boy.
yes,
He started as a ball boy.
yeah,
Then he was made a referee.
yeah.
He wanted that.
So he's the Phillies games that one.
Hey, my man, all of a sudden, this guy, when that guy finishes a game,
Yeah,
the whole field is black.
I've seen kids mopping him. You know,
I don't know. And he's got this look very dark,
yeah, and
a horror movie.
but
They
always appreciative. I've actually
Yeah,
observed him
very
over the
nice.
past 3-4 years. I've seen him very humble,
No, very nice.
making time for the kids. And my job at Visit Gauteng is to use these unique, moments, innate, heartfelt, defining moments that characterize my space. You will never find such, in Atlanta in America. You will never find, such in Abuja in Nigeria. Only in Tembisa,
Yes.
in the Golden Province of Gauteng. How do we harness this and actually start pairing it with like markets? I know there are people, for example, in South America, with the skills that are there in the likes of your Brazil, Paraguay, and the like, that are saying, this looks like us. Will we one day see, a team from Sao Paulo's or Rio's Flavelas, playing at the Phillies games or having the Phillies games international?
I was scared to talk about it, but it's like something that is on the pipeline.
Yeah,
We want to bring Brazil here
yeah,
to play the clay with us, and we want to go to Brazil
yeah,
to go and play a game. So we're preparing, because together we're in the BRICS. That
100.
makes it much more easier to negotiate through the government.
Absolutely.
Mr. Gauteng,
Yeah,
where you are, please open the doors. Let's come and present this to you. Listen to us. This is a game changer.
speak to MEC Madome Shulwani.
Yeah.
Gauteng, like I've said, it's not just the 9th province, it's
Yes.
the national province. As the team out of the Phillies games, fly out to
Yes.
Sao Paulo,
Yes.
they'll be flying out of OR Tambo International. So Gauteng is the gateway, and surely the province of Gauteng should not necessarily hog this, but play champion host to a platform like the Phillies game.
I'll appreciate that one. We are deep in these talks
Yeah,
about an international, because we want to do one Botswana, one Nigeria, one Brazil.
yeah,
But what we want to plant is the seed
yes,
of the township,
yeah.
Kasi flavor.
There it is, Kasi flavor, referees, an integral part of the Phillies games. Blackberry started as a ball boy, now a superstar that is mobbed by kids out there. You might be a corporate, you might be a government department. In all 3 spheres of government, there lies an opportunity to support the traders that are there as part of ensuring that football is not just what you see, but it's what you interact with. I guess, Brafil, as we internationalize this, as we bring more corporates into this, we will do so in appreciation of the billions and billions that are found in the townships in terms of spend, but we are not producers of this, we just consume. The Phillies game proudly made a Kasi, proudly made a Gauteng, produced a Kasi. Therefore, it's an example of, as a community, if we shift our mindset, we can produce something that we own, that we control, and no one, despite how much money they have, can come and take it. Am I aptly characterizing these games?
You've said it. Philly is just Philly,
Yeah.
but those are the Kasi games.
Yeah.
They are owned by the community.
Yeah.
You asked me why people are not fighting, why people... I always say to them, this is our fun. People are going to Cape Town, people are going to Durban, people are going on holidays, but we are going to Philly's games.
Absolutely.
And Philly's games is just as good as your holidays where you are because we're having fun here. So we have created the lifestyle of it.
Yeah.
You know, where you find chefs, you find the old ladies. That makes me proud to be able to turn an old lady that has been crying for years. You know, when I drove into the ground, he says, I want to meet this Philly guy. This old lady, and then I went. You know, it was pressure every time, and I decided outside Makulon there.
Yeah.
I went and see this old lady. This old lady told me that, my baby, whatever that you are doing, keep on doing it. I used to cry tears December when December comes because I know January I won't have money to pay buy school and buy shoes for the kids and whatever. But with these selling at the games, ngumashonisa ngoJanuary nami ngiyabashonisa kwabanye, I make more money. I wish you all the best. I'm telling you, this is about 16, 17 years ago. You now always have this
Playback.
Yeah. And let me tell you, it keeps me going.
Yeah. Keep on going, Brafil.
Yeah.
We truly appreciate you. That is why it's such an honor to have you as our guest on Gauteng Live. With the courage and the words from the old lady, let it continue. And with Gauteng Tourism and Visit Gauteng and all the other partners, we're fully behind you. We will walk this journey with you, Brafil. You have built a phenomenal product, a product that continue to ooze the tenacity and the spirit of this golden province, this country and this continent, that it is possible, it is township, but it is quality and it is admired. So thank you very much, Brafil, for honoring the invitation and joining us on Gauteng.
Thank you, Mr. Baba. Thank you very much.
Indeed, dear Boa Kofili, it's not just during the festive season, but now we are moving into the Easter period. So get ready to join the Phillies games as they move into the Champ of Champs period. It's not just the vendors, it's the photographers, it's the ball boys, it's the players, it's the coaches, it's the accommodation establishment, it's the media that makes up this ecosystem. But what becomes a winner is our township tourism economy, it's our township economy, but ultimately it's our communities united by sports. That has been another fascinating episode of Gauteng Lifve. Don't forget to subscribe on our channel. Click that button. We are at I Love Gauteng on Facebook. We are at Visit Gauteng on TikTok and on Instagram. Download the Visit Gauteng mobile app where you can load your product, whether it's a BNB, whether you are a trader, you are selling something, or you want to converse with the Phillies games, you have an offer that you want to put on the table. You might be a training body where you will be able to help us train our securities the same way we have trained the hawkers and the traders at the facility. The Visit Gauteng mobile app becomes that platform where you are able to load your product and allow us to share your work to the rest of the world. Until the next episode, let's continue to polish that diamond, that gold that continue to define our spirit and our work. Second round.